Welcome to Volley Trends. We're taking trends from YouTube and all the information that you're giving us from comments, the community, and creating a cool little situation where Brian and I talk about what's happening out there. So, what do we got for the first one?
All right, so something I've been seeing more as a coach from a boys coaching side of things, but also playing as well in the VLA. I'm seeing a lot of teams tactically have their players float serve more than topspin serve. Why do you think that is?
Right off the bat, U21 World Championships, might be wrong on that, but that tournament was forearm passing only. They got rid of hands. So now everybody kind of, especially in the men's volleyball arena, is going, when's it going to be? We saw awesome results from no double contacts, especially with
Yep.
the women. I love it now. And so now it's going to make you think about, is forearm passing going to be the ultimate skill? Because you can't use your hands, so you can't be on the 10-foot line like I was and just take every float with your hands. You got to learn how to pass with your forearms. So that jumps out right away is we're going to be seeing a little bit more floats because you're going to go into the forearms. Um, I know that forearm passing is tougher when you have different balls too. So if I get a Molten that's just a little bit heavier, I'm very confident with my forearms. But if you're playing with like a Mikasa that dances a little bit, I can definitely see that ball, and then strategy behind that. Boom, I'm going to float serve because this ball dances a little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think just like depending on the level, of course, but the floats just provide constant pressure on passers. So at some point, they're either going to crack and you're going to get something, or if they can handle it the whole time. But I think the constant pressure without missing really gets to a team.
Yeah, I
Really
love
gets to a
that.
team.
Because when it's, the third one, and you're like, oh shoot. And then someone misses a jump spin certain in the net, and you're like, let's go, we're good. And you get over that
Yep.
hump. It was like 22-18, and now you're 23, you're like, oh, we're good. But if it
Yeah.
like keeps creeping up because of the floats. Another thought I had was Charlie Sullivan was talking about how there's no space at these convention centers to jump spin serve. So you go into a convention center, there's what, maybe like three paces to the
Yep.
end. It's really doing maybe a disservice to our bigger teams when you get to that national or like the U21s, and then obviously the national team where you have all the space in the world. And you're wondering why these people don't have heavy jumps or don't have a really Clay Stanley bomb from 4 or 5 steps. It
Yep.
could just go back to it's really hard to do the little spin, jump spin, you know,
Yep.
f-
Yep.
for 3 steps, and
Yep. Yep.
then boom, you try to whip it. And I think that's maybe why you're seeing a little bit more floats too, is hey, it's a little bit harder depending on the ball. You can't really go into a convention center after going into high school or something for your whole preseason. Now you're in a convention center competing and you don't have that extra space.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that.
Interesting. So I think it's going to be something to watch, a trend to watch where are people going a little bit more float because of the ball, because of the situation, obviously because of the rules, or what's going to kind of come out in the next couple of years of volleyball because I think people are starting to understand we're evolving right now.
Yeah.
Volleyball is evolving, obviously, 80s, 90s, thousands, but this is a different style where you have people doing different things in setting or setting the second ball after, doing the option plays. I think the trend of float or spin is going to be really interesting to look at.
Yeah, absolutely. Let us know what you guys think.